They're coming in well. At Lismore, My Lindy Lou number 3, 310 in New South Wales and 240 Super Tab. Beat a Siro and Silver Court, trifecta 27.50 and 34.30. Geelong, Snow Cisco 320, 360. Trifecta paid good everywhere, 477 Super Tabs, $784 in New South Wales. Now, we've got some totes also coming through for Moonee Valley as they try and load this troublesome runner at Canberra. Was out swinging 170, 170. Trifectas 117.10 on Super Tab, 126.30 New South. Maitland coming up in 6th, King Tolai 270, Tarita Breeze 33. More exciting at 580, Meadow Grazer 51, Brayson Kid 14, Landmark 810, Dell's Romeo 13, 9 Taxed Return 450 and Blame the Trainer $16. John went 1, 6 and 3. Now let's go to Tony and find out what's happening with this runner that refuses to go in.
With Capone Prince and Snow Gum. Counterfeit is still out. Interrupt showed Doll, $8 the favourite, and Glengarry Bay not too keen on going around towards the barrier stalls. Now, $1 about to move along, and that will leave Interrupt and Glengarry Bay, although Snow Gum is still riderless. Favourite is $1, trained by Keith Dryden here at Canberra, and Matt Privato. Now number 10 goes up, Interrupt. That's one of John Morrissey's gallopers, Matthew Carl, in the red with the pale blue Maltese cross. Now that's the favourite, $1 number 2. $1 about to go along. It's been racing very consistently. Now $1 goes up towards the line but pulls away. Other Lover stands up well. Third event of the day, the US Lexington Maiden Handicap. Now Glengarry Bay is still out of line. $1 pulling away from the stalls, and Snow Gum is still riderless. Previous race taken out in good style by the Barbara Joseph's train galloper number 8 Blazer, Aaron Hugh the winning rider, beating Horse of War, Jamie Whitney, and the protest 4th against, 3rd upheld. So number 14 Miss Kent promoted to 3rd, trained by Brian Kelligan and Queanbeyan, Gary Buchanan, and 9 was relegated to 4th, Frothy Top. Now $1 still out of line, and Snow Gum is not too keen on going in. Counterfeit stands up. Now the rider of $1, Matt Privato, dismounting. Glorious day here today. Quite a good crowd for this Sunday meeting. That's Glengarry Bay, waiting on Glengarry Bay to go along. Now they've got Snow Gum into the stalls, but $1 not too keen on going in. Over there at the 1400, Genuine Me stands up. Gila Sheila, Freedom Ridge. Tony Cavella, the replacement rider on Freedom Ridge, replaced Kim Bell. Now just waiting on $1 to move along. He's in a real stubborn mood. $1 by New Atlantis. New Atlantis won a almost hit a golden slipper. Won a Black Opal here quite a few years back, New Atlantis. A former Black Opal winner from Adelaide. Now $1, the favourite, is the one holding up the start. Another effort made with $1. I'm sure the starter's patience would be wearing a little bit thin by now, I'd imagine. Again, $1 pulls away. We've got Maitland coming up very shortly. In about 2 minutes, Maitland. Capone Prince stands up on the line. Seattle Moon, Other Lover, and World Guide. Now Maitland holding for Canberra. Still it's $1 out of line for the US Lexington Maiden Handicap. In a real piggish mood, $1. This is this horse's 8th start today. Good second at Wagga last start. I'd assume that would have been over the Wagga Cup Carnival. Now another effort made with $1. Part of the way in. Just about in now. Part of the way in, halfway in anyhow. Now, I think they've just about got $1 in the barrier stalls. So Matt Bravado will remount. And we'll have a start in the third event of the day. Genuine Me stands up, Other Lover, Glengarry Bay, Showdoll, Seattle Moon. Now they're all in. $1 at long last has gone up. It's the favourite. Just waiting on that light. This race over 1,400 metres. There's the light. Gates open, long last, and Gila Sheila went back to the tail of the field and down towards the inside. Capone Prince first out of the gates from Counterfeit. Now Freedom Ridge is prominent, so too is Interrupt and Showdoll down towards the inside. Back behind those, $1 running about 5th or 6th on settling down. Then Genuine Me followed by World Guide centre field. A further break behind those, Snow Gum followed by Other Lover well back in the field. Then Seattle Moon, Glengarry Bay and Gila Sheila last. As they race towards that first turn, they've got about 900 metres to go. And Freedom Ridge on the outside, the leader now about half a length in front of Counterfeit. A length and a quarter behind those, Interrupt third, followed then by $1 fourth on the outside of Capone Prince. Not too far away was Genuine Me. Got a little bit of a check there. Going around the field, World Guide is gaining ground, followed then by Snow Gum and Showdoll down towards the inside. A long break behind those, Gila Sheila. Then Seattle Moon and well back Glengarry Bay and Other Lovers along last. Up towards the turn, they've got about 500 to go. Freedom Ridge is doing it well. $1 the favourite moves up on the outside to throw out the challenge now. Then Counterfeit behind those down towards the inside. Further back behind those, Interrupt followed by Genuine Me and down the outside is World Guide, but now $1 race to the lead. Out the 300, $1 raced away under the whip. Freedom Ridge followed by Counterfeit, then Interrupt and well back behind those, Showdoll, but $1's well clear. Inside the final 100, there's no danger to $1, and after giving all the trouble at the start, $1 makes amends and races away to win it well. $1 first, Counterfeit second, Showdoll a good run for third. In behind those, Interrupt, then Capone Prince, Freedom Ridge, World Guide well back with Gila Sheila, followed then by Seattle Moon, Glengarry Bay, Snow Gum, Genuine Me, and the long last was Other Lover.
That's a big run. $1 well and truly worked hard, had to do it hard from the bad barrier, 3 wide the journey, but has absolutely bolted in. What a top win. Maitland Hill, they're moving up. Favourite King Tolai at 3.10 over more exciting 3.90. This race will go to return once again to Canberra. And here's Matthew.
Righto, Hilton, thanks very much. We're back at Canberra. I'm about to be joined by Peter Phillips from Cantrade. Cantrade, they play a big role in the ACT Racing Club. It's quite often that you see them sponsoring a race. In fact, they had a feature race here not long ago, the Cantrade Quality. It was quite successful, Pete.
It was. It was a very successful race, Matt, a successful day, and certainly we're enjoying our association with the racing club and with the industry in the ACT. We see it as being one of the functions in which we can play a role in developing further business presence and further business activity in the ACT.
Okay, well, in basic terms, Pete, what is Cantrade? I mean, what is the product?
It's a board of private sector business people formed by the ACT government to provide advice to the ACT government, to government departments and government organisations, and to the private sector in the ACT to bring about an enhanced development of private sector activity in the ACT. Of course, the ACT, as everybody knows, has traditionally been a centre of public sector government activity. Our job is to broaden the base of private sector economic activity in the ACT and region.
Your relationship with the ACT Racing Club seems to be a strong one. That's going to continue in future?
I certainly hope that the relationship with the racing club continues. We've been closely involved with the club in setting up the forthcoming Magic Millions thoroughbred 2-year-olds in training sale later this year. We're also closely involved with the racing club in collaboration with BRL Hardy to develop the new winery and the new vineyards in the racing club precinct. So yes, close relationship with the racing club, and I certainly hope that'll continue.
Good to see you here. Thanks for chatting to us.
Thanks very much, Matt. Thanks for Sky Channel.
Okay, there you go, Hilton. Peter Phillips from Cantrade, who was supporting the first race here at Canberra this afternoon. We'll have more for you soon.
including an interview with John Morrissey coming up soon on Sky. Mini Valley, setting start race here, but no sign of them really. $3.50 tries more than $30. $31.70, $34.60 New South Wales. At Swan Hill, 12 third on the outside, New Angel. Following Canberra, we have Maitland, and that race in about 6 minutes from now. Let's take it to Tony Campbell at Canberra. Tony, is it warming up at all?
Slightly, Hilton. Yes, it's a beautiful one of those lovely crisp autumn days here in the nation's capital. It's not too bad at all, really. But anyhow, they're just running a shade late. Now they're moving in. La Soprano goes up, Loose Lady, the stablemate moves in. My Halo Broker's just behind the stalls. Verdict Declared, Brookfield, My Lover, and Cane Solo. Yes, we're having a nice little day here in the nation's capital. On Coral Sea Cup Day, we've got the Ambassador for the United States here, Her Excellency Mrs. Agenta Hawkins Holmes, and all the Australian American Association people are here, having a marvellous day out. Now they're moving in well over there at the 1200. Strike time goes up. Waiting on Cane Solo, and My Halo Broke, and the line will be set. Now My Halo Broke is the one out. My Halo Broke swings away from the line. Loose Lady, La Soprano, both trained by John Morrissey. Cane Solo, Brookfield stands up, My Lover. Verdict Declared. Now just waiting on My Halo Broke. Trained at Kembla Grange by Stephen Hill. Loose Lady's the inside runner. For the Main Lodge Southern Breeders' Plate, a Class 6 race for fillies and mares. Now the rider has dismounted, Aaron Hugh. Aaron won the second race, I do believe, on Blazer for the Barbara Joseph stable. Now, still waiting on My Halo Broke. This filly by Don't Say Halo, as the name suggests, in a little bit of a stubborn mood. She's a filly, shouldn't play up like this on Mother's Day. Now another effort made to get My Halo Broke up to line. All the other runners are standing up well. My Halo Broke has had a few runs back from a spell. Most recently finished 12th at Randwick. That was on a heavy track in the PJ Bell Plate. That race won by Flickering Fire. Another effort made with My Halo Broke. They've got her in this time. Goes in, just waiting on Aaron Hugh to remount. And we'll have a start in the fourth event of the day. Over there at the 1200 metre start, that's the Black Opal starting point. Now they're all in. La Soprano, Loose Lady, Verdict Declared. Strike time stands up. There's the light. They're set. No, La Soprano moving around in the stalls. They're away. Now Cane Solo went back to the tail of the field when they hit the ground, and Loose Lady got away well, and also Verdict Declared is driving through looking for the lead. My Halo Broker's up on the outside, then Brookfield and Strike Time. Getting back to centre field as they sort themselves out, La Soprano. My Lover's second last, and Cane Solo last of all, as they leave the back and race down the side inside the 800 metre mark, and the leader under a good rein was Verdict Declared. A length in front of My Halo Broker, half a length Loose Lady third. Now Strike Time is fourth on the outside. In behind those centre field, Brookfield, followed by La Soprano. On its outside was My Lover and Cane Solo last. As they race up towards the turn, race for Canberra. They've got about 500 metres to go. Verdict Declared the leader. Now My Halo Broker's applying pressure on the outside. Strike Time out wide runs on, followed then by Loose Lady. Back behind those Brookfield, followed by My Lover and La Soprano in the straight with about 300 to go. He's got to go for Verdict Declared. On the outside, My Halo Broke put the head in front. Strike Time is battling away, followed then by Loose Lady. But now My Halo Broke raced away inside the final 150. My Halo Broke hands and heels for the line. Strike Time is running on, but My Halo Broke is too good, and My Halo Broke has beaten Strike Time. Hanging on for third, Verdict Declared, followed by Loose Lady, Cane Solo, Brookfield, La Soprano, and My Lover was a long last. My Halo Broke, Aaron Hugh winning double. Too good. Turned out in good style by Stephen Hill from Kembla Grange. Raced by Mrs. PD and LJ Fleming. A 3-year-old bay filly by Don't Say Hello out of Colony Surf. Now the time for the race, 1:11:02. 1:11:02, now that is I believe a new class record. It is 1:11:02, that's a new class record. Previous record held by Kay's Regret. So 1:11:02, a very impressive win by My Halo Broke. This filly by Don't Say Hello, having a 14th start today, 2 wins, 2 seconds and 2/3. Now the last 600, 35.60. 35.60. Well, verdict declared. Led early, but the rider of My Hello Broke, Aaron Hugh, was applying pressure coming to the turn, and she wore down Brookfair. Verdict declared in the run to the line, and My Halo Broke raced away to win it very well indeed. So the numbers are official now. 8.93. 8 the winner, My Halo Broke. Aaron Hugh winning double. 9 strike time. Rolly Saxton made up ground for second, and 3 verdict declared, holding on for third. So the numbers 8.93. Number 6 Loose Lady fourth. 1:11:02, a new class record, and we'll have more in a moment.
Maitland Race 5 Golden.
Very much one of the main races here today is race number 5 on the program, the ACT Brumbies Plate over 1,400 metres. It's a $7,000 race coming up a little bit later. We've got all the Brumbies here today, the rugby boys, including Joe Roff, who's joining me right now. Good to see you at the races, Joe.
Yeah, Matt, thanks. We don't get much time to be able to come down to the race and enjoy ourselves on the weekends because we're usually playing rugby, but so it's good to be able to get down and have a bit of a flutter.
Does the coach try and organise these social activities sort of on a regular basis to encourage bonding, I suppose?
Oh, yeah, it's very important. We're sitting up and having a bit of lunch together, and it's great to be able to sort of get away from rugby but still be part of the team. So we're really here to enjoy ourselves today, and we are.
The big game on Friday night at the Bruce Stadium. How are you feeling going into it? It hasn't been the season that you would have hoped to. Certainly it would be nice to finish on a winning note.
Yeah, very much so. It's been a disappointing season for us, but you know, it's this game takes on an added importance because it's against Queensland and everyone's fighting for test spots. So I think it'll be a great game, and we're very much looking forward to maybe finishing the season on a high note.
Joe, do you see the Bruce Stadium as having a bit of a future as a rugby union ground? I mean, they've spent a fair bit of money on it, haven't, or are in the process of spending some money on it? Yeah,
very much so. It's in a transition stage at the moment, so it's still got a lot of work to be done on it. But by next year, it'll be a fantastic stadium when the seating goes right round and right on top of the field, and hopefully once again next year, you know, it might be a bit of a house of pain for visiting teams.
Sure. How's your fitness? Have you had any injuries throughout the season?
Well, yeah, I played a couple of nights ago against Waikato and unfortunately hurt my hamstring. So I'm sort of working towards trying to be right for this week, but I don't know that I will be. So it's been a very disappointing. I've had a few injuries over the season personally, and it's been a bit disappointing. But you know, the season's still got a long way to go. So hopefully that'll be the end of it.
What about the test coming up? Are you hopeful you'll get a run there?
Well, always hopeful. I think, you know, all the guys are, but you never know until, you know, the selectors sit down and pick you one way or the other. I think, you know, my next game will either be, you know, a test match or it'll be for the Canberra Kookaburras here. So it's a bit of a lottery, but I'm hoping.
They had a tipping competition here at Canberra this afternoon, which included most of the ACT Brumbies. The man standing alongside of me is leading that challenge. Who's your tip in the ACT Brumbies plate, Joe?
Oh yeah, I think I'll struggle to go past Gold Knuckle on this occasion. The track's looking pretty good after, you know, I think it was looking to be dead a couple of days ago, but it's come up really well, and I think Gold Knuckle will be hard to beat.
We'll have something on it. Good on you. All the best, Joe.
Thanks, mate.
Joe Roff there from the ACT Brumbies, who are sponsoring the ACT Brumbies Plate, race number 5 here this afternoon, Hilton.
All right, Matt, at the start at Seymour and starting to move in. Here's Brian. Halo Broke a convincing victory, 222.40. Tries $40.30 Super Tab, $35.70 New South Wales. Late mail at Lismore is Ranch.
Up towards, in fact, the main race of the day. In fact, we've just had the main race of the day in terms of prize money. The $10,000 Main Lodge Southern Breeders Plate for the fillies and mares was race number 4. It was a $10,000 race. Neil Osborne is with me from Main Lodge. Good to see you at the races, Neil.
Thank you, Matthew.
Well, a strange time of the year for the stallions. I mean, they're, I guess, pretty quiet at the moment during these winter months, especially in this neck of the woods where it gets pretty chilly.
The horses now, they've just turned out in their small paddocks where they have a spell, getting ready for the spring again, which is only a couple of months away before they start work again.
Sure. Who would you say is the flagship? You've got a couple of stallions there at Main Lodge. Who is the leading man, so to speak?
Well, Select Prince, he's the younger of the 3 stallions. He's coming along quite nicely. getting some nice young stock that are winning races. Probably the old flag bearer has been Nordic Prince, who got Prince Trialia and Nurmi and many other fine gallopers.
What about this horse, Warren Hill, this stallion Warren Hill? Can you tell me something about him?
Warren Hill's an Irish horse. I bought him from Ireland. He only ever had one start in Ireland, and he ran third at Phoenix Park. His mother was a champion over there. She won the English, Irish and Yorkshire Oaks, one of the few mares to ever do that. I imported him several years ago. He's never hit the highlights that a lot of stallions do, but he's produced many, many winners around this local area.
Neil, are there any plans to bring in any other stallions to Main Lodge, or are you happy with the couple you've got there at the moment?
I'll just poke along with the three I've got. It's such a competitive game today with these shuttle horses. We're making use of many of the horses that are brought out and sending some of our mares to own, and some of the better mares sending them away.
Okay, good to see you here. Thanks for sponsoring the race on behalf of the club.
Thank you.
Neil Osborne there, Hilton from Main Lodge. They were the people behind the Breeders' Plate, race number 4 here at Canberra today.
OK, Matt, our next race on Sky is fast approaching from Lismore. Runners are moving up for this open.
They came on from Trelawney, full and plenty.
Set Canberra.
And away they go. Star of Windsor stood in the stalls, and getting out very quickly down towards the inside was our Molokai. Prominent on the outside, Malamar, just behind those in the field. Then Larchwood, followed by Chitara on the outside. A break to Star of Windsor, gaining ground up along the inside of Sajep. Further back in the field, Waylon as they race towards that next turn. Down towards the inside next was In a Piece, followed then on the outside as they race towards the turn. They turn down the side, Gold Knuckle, and back towards the tail, Creative Dancer. Leaving the back and racing down the side, the leader was our Molokai. 2 in front of Chitawa, second, followed by Malamar, third on the inside. A length behind those Sajep, followed by Waylon, Star of Windsor. Further back in the field as they race down towards the 600. There was Larchwood, followed then by Gold Knuckle, third last. In a Piece, second last, and Creative Dancer last of all. Up towards the turn, with about 500 metres to go. Our Molokai is well clear as they swing for home. Our Molokai about 2 in front of Malamar, getting up along the inside. Chitawa third on the outside, followed then by Sajep running on fairly well. Waylon down the outside, then Star of Windsor, and further back behind those In a Piece. In the straight with about 300 to go, our Molokai is well clear. Malamar is trying hard. Gold Knuckle down the outside, and Waylon is still there. Here comes Gold Knuckle coming with a big run now. Gold Knuckle raced up on the outside with Waylon. It's Gold Knuckle and Waylon. Gold Knuckle ahead in front near the line, and Gold Knuckle draws away to beat Waylon. A good go for third, Malamar or Star of Windsor, followed by In a Piece. Back behind those in the field, Sajep well back, followed then by our Molokai, who we can then Chitawa, Creative Dancer and Larchwood last. Gold Knuckle, ridden by Danny Beasley. Number 3, Gold Knuckle, too good. Gold Knuckle, trained by Peter Staunton, raced by VP Smith, A.E. Fripp, MF and Mrs. J.M. James, W. Vanderbroek and Mrs. C.L. Barlow. A 4-year-old grey mare by Captain's Gold out of Red Knuckle. Good finish. Now second will go to number 10 Waylon, trained by Barbara Joseph, Rolly Saxton, and third will stand by for third, but that was a good finish. Those two runners made their runs together, Gold Knuckle and Waylon. They went to the line with Gold Knuckle. This mare's been racing very, very consistently, and she drew away on the line to win by about 3/4 of a length or so at the finish. A good go now for the miners, Malamar and Star of Windsor, the two in the photo. Very close for third, either Malamar or Star of Windsor. Now 1:24.15 the overall time, 1:24.15.
Awaiting third, and another chance got there at Swan Hill. Number 2 beat 10 Pope's Hill and 7 Shantyro. 2:10.7 at Swan Hill. About to come up Maitland, Buddy Butler.
We're back at Canberra, ACT Brumbies Plate Day. That race was decided a little bit earlier on, and quite a few of the star players of the Brumbies are here this afternoon, including George Gregan. Good to see you, George.
Good to be here.
I guess with your busy schedule, you wouldn't get to go to too many race meetings, but a good experience?
Yeah, it is. Like last time I went to the races a few years ago, and it's always a good day out.
George, this time last year, the Brumbies were preparing for the finals. That must have been a great feeling.
It certainly was. This year it certainly hasn't turned out that way, unfortunately. We've had a number of injuries and we haven't played to our potential, so we're not going to be figuring in the semi-finals.
You've got a new coach over there too, or you have this season in Eddie Jones. Did he bring a new technique, a new style to the team?
Yeah, he's added his own ideas and continued on with the style of play that's been successful for us. But there's been a few law changes which I think our team's been a bit slow to adapt to, and I think that's contributed to our overall performance.
Are you expecting a big one next Friday night against the Queenslanders?
We're hoping to finish on a really positive note, and a nice solid win over Queensland would certainly do that. And so we've got a full week of training, and hopefully we can prepare for a good win.
Okay. And George, what's coming up for the Wallabies? You're the Australian Wallaby halfback, in training already for the big matches coming up?
Yes, it's going to be a busy schedule this year. Over the year we've got 13 test matches, and it starts pretty much on June 6th we play England, and then we've got Scotland coming out for a couple of tests, and then we go into our Tri-Nation series against New Zealand and South Africa. So it's going to be a busy schedule.
Excellent. Backed any winners today?
I never back any winners. I should surround myself with people who do pick the right horses.
I think you're in the wrong place. You'd better go and find some. Good to see you.
Thank you.
George Gregan there, Australian Wallaby halfback, a good character, part of the Brumbies team who'll be taking on Queensland, trying to finish up the season on a winning note. Hilton, it's back to you.
Updating Mini Valley. Runners are at the start at the Valley for race, and they've both been upheld. Gold Knuckle, 370, 340, beat Wayland. Star of Windsor promoted to third at the expense of number 8, which was Malamar. The trifecta, 75.10, Super Tab, 61.30 in New South Wales. At Maitland, 8 Rock the Clock, 190 and 210 at Canberra.
Hey, Hilton, back at Canberra as we head up towards race number 6 on the program. Michael Heath joins us with the late mail. Mike, what have you come up with in the 6th?
Good lot of support here on course for 2 or 3 of the runners. Actually, it's been a very good betting race 6, a 1600 metre class 6 event. I've settled on number 7, Preferred Date, trained by John Morrissey, ridden by Matthew Carl. Hasn't run out the 2,000 metre his trip, his last 3 starts, and back to 1600 metres today. He reacts fresh, hasn't raced for a month, and around about each way odds has been good. It's good money to suggest he can go on with the job today and improve sharply. Looking for dangers, 8 Sporting opened up favourite on course with the bookmakers. Landed some huge bets over the Wagga Cup Carnival, trained by Barbara Joseph, a 3-year-old on the way up. Doesn't mind the mile trip, had 1 start here for 1 win over that distance. He'll hit the line very strongly. Looks well in too on the limit weight with 54.5 kgs. And 5 Fenian too at double figure odds, could be one for the multiple players. 4 starts over this course and distance for 2 wins, and conditioned by the 2 runs after a spell. He looks ready to improve here this afternoon. Plenty of pace on, the back markers will get home.
Okay, 785.
That's it.
Okay, Mike, all the best with those. 785 for Michael Heath in the next at Canberra race 6, which is coming up next.
5 minutes. Matt and Tony's Hope at 7.90. Stylish Conquest, $3. Dominican, 13. Imperial Steel, 20. Fenian, 20. Haley at 7.40. 7 Preferred Date, $6.50. Good odds. Sporting at $5. Spirited Spy, 21. Field of 9 at Canberra for race number 6, due in 5. And the selections are 2 to beat 8 and 6. Moving up at Swan Hill, Geelong Totes, Fiery Selling.
Racing. That was a fairly good start, although Spirited Spy went back to the tail of the field. And getting out well, Stylish Conquest, ridden for the lead as the leader. Tony's Hope is second, Imperial Steel, followed further back then Dominican going up wide. Easing back a bit was Haley, further back in the field, Fenian, Preferred Date Sporting. And Spirited Spy is last of all as they settle down and race down the back, doing it well on the inside the 1200. Stylish Conquest leads, Tony's Hope second, Dominican third. The other grey Haley fourth down towards the inside. A further break in the field, Imperial Steel, followed by